Welcome to Leaving Nothing to Chance, your go-to podcast where we bring you insights from some of the most influential voices in small business and personal development. Each week, we dive deep into conversations with top thought leaders, authors, and business moguls from around the world, sharing their secrets to success and strategies for growth. Tune in for exclusive content that will inspire, motivate, and equip you to take your journey to the next level. This is Leaving Nothing to Chance.
Hey, this is going to be a real privilege. This is my first time I've ever interviewed anybody in the water business. Robert Beam, welcome to the call, founder and owner of V3 in beautiful Houston, Texas. How are you today?
Very good, Joe. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate it as well. Now, let's start at the top. There's so much advertising with water like there is everything else, right? And people get confused as to what kind of water should they buy? What should they drink, more importantly, right? Because it's getting their body. So let's start at the top. Talk about the value of alkaline water.
Oh, wow. It's the alkalinity part is one important part. It's not the most important, but it is very important because the pH of your blood and your body has to remain at a certain alkaline pH for you to stay alive, even. Just imagine the pH scale is from 0 to 14, and 7 is directly in the middle. That's neutral. Below 7 is acid, and above 7 is alkaline. So God designed our bodies to operate at 7.36 to 7.4. Like that's the narrow little window that your blood pH needs to be at to stay healthy. And when we drink Cokes and sodas and whatever acidic drinks out there, or beverages or foods that we eat, that makes our blood go into an acidic state. So it drops below 7 in the acidic range. And so your body goes into red alert inside and starts robbing minerals from your bones and your organs to go back into the blood to raise the pH back to 7.36 to 7.4. So if it drops even a few points, if you get in that 6 point something range, you're acidic. Cancer can live and grow fast, and other diseases, and all the diseases can live and grow in the acidic state. They can't live and grow in an alkaline state. So you want to alkaline your blood and your body as much as you can with good alkaline water and foods that are alkaline.
And what are the best alkaline foods?
Oh, there's a bunch of them. Watermelon is my favorite. That's an alkaline fruit. There's lists of them you can get. There's Google search. What are alkaline foods that you can start eating more of? And you'll see there's dozens. But then you do the same thing. What foods cause acidity in the body? You'll get a whole nother longer list of things that cause acid conditions in the body.
Now, V3 water is structured water.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Structured means, I like to say it like this to make people get a visual on it. Imagine if you're in the train depot where there's people running around in every direction, or an airport even, it's unstructured. Everybody is going in different directions. Imagine molecules of water that are unstructured. That means they're different sizes. They're going in different directions. There's no structure to the clusters of these water molecules. So imagine like in the military, if you have a company of Navy guys walking down the sidewalk in perfect formation, left, everybody's in formation. Your cells in your body want, and they're looking for, structured water. Water that's structured, not a bunch of jumbled up mess, no acidity. Your cells are intelligent. So they open the doors and let stuff in, or they close the doors and don't let it in. So if it's acidic and it's toxic or anything negative, the cells will close up the doors and not let it in. And so the cells end up getting dehydrated and don't have energy and don't have hydration. And they get full of waste products from all the action going on in it. You want to definitely structured water, our water. We use special technology that structures those molecules. It's not filtering technology. We filter the water, super filter the water before we begin. But once we have that filtered water in a tank, that's when we start adding the silver. We add colloidal silver, colloidal gold, colloidal platinum, organic fulvic acid, FULVIC, and then magnesium and silica. Those 6 ingredients are so amazing for your health by themselves, each one of them by themselves. But if you put them together, it's a powerhouse of synergistic health benefits that come from those ingredients. But when you have those ingredients mixed in with structured, high pH alkaline water, your cells know that structured water coming knocking on the door, and it's got the right pH. It's in the 8.5 to 9 range, so it'll reduce acid. And then with silver, gold, and platinum, those 3 minerals together are called electrum, which is the name of our water. It's actually V3 electrum because it's got silver, gold, and platinum in it. So anyway, with those ingredients, the right pH, structured, all the cells open up the doors and let it in. And then we say it hydrates, energizes, and detoxifies all the cells in your body. So another little analogy real quick. Imagine if you're at a baseball game, softball game, say, got the softball. Let's say that's like a molecule of water, size of a softball. The hurricane fence around the baseball field has the little squares in it, like the hurricane fence does. If you throw that softball at that hurricane fence, what's going to happen? The ball's going to bounce off. It's not going to pass through the little squares. It's too big. So your cell wall is like that hurricane fence. It's got the little holes in it that are only a certain size, and it only lets certain things in. So if you throw that softball, it's going to bounce off. If you take like V3 water, where the molecules are structured, but they're also ionized into nano size, it's like having a handful of sand and throwing it at that hurricane fence. What happens? All the sand passes through the little holes because they're smaller than those holes, and it just passes right in. That's what structured water is and does. And it's incredible what it does for your body and your blood.
So let's talk about Robert the entrepreneur.
Okay.
Okay, so how does Robert get interested, in the water business? Was this your first business that you started, or tell us about you?
Many businesses in my time. I'll be brief. Started my first business when I was 15 years old. I'm 55 now, so that's 40 years ago. And I started as a mobile DJ, playing music for weddings and parties and school dances. When I was 15, I started playing with my home stereo system, playing parties for my friends. Got paid $50 to play a party one time and said, oh my God, I have a business. And then the next year, about a year later, I was 16, I was led to the bookstore near my town in Louisiana and went to find Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Most people have heard of that before. When I was led by myself at 16 years old to go to that bookstore, and I looked at all the audio books that could help me with my business, and I saw Think and Grow Rich, and I pulled it out and I read the cover and I said, that's what I came here for. And I went and bought it, and I've listened to those cassettes over 3,000 times over the years.
Wow.
And I've memorized the whole thing. I can quote it to you right now if you wanted me to. But Think and Grow Rich is what has helped me with my thinking to think like an entrepreneur. And so ever since, I've only had one or maybe two small jobs in my life. I've always had my own business. I was in the chrome plating business for 10 years. I used to chrome plate show cars and motorcycles and fancy things. And I was in the recording. And after the DJ business grew, after I learned Think and Grow Rich at 16, by 17, 18, 19, I was I owned a 24-track recording studio, managed 5 live bands, and had 3 mobile DJs playing at the same time, all around 17, 18 years old, because of Think and Grow Rich and having that knowledge. And I've had many businesses. I've managed artists and gotten songs on the radio and, chrome plating, bottled water. And right now I own 3 different companies. V3 International, or V3 Lifestyles, is our water business, but a healthy water business. But we also own a clean energy company called Infinite Power Corporation. Infinite Power, IPC, we call it. And we started that in 2015. And we are providing clean energy technologies to South Pacific island nations like Fiji and Vanuatu and other islands in the South Pacific that are desperate for electricity, all running on diesel generators right now. So they're excited. We have the most ultra modern wind turbine on the planet. We have a wind turbine that's coming out that's going to blow everybody's mind, no pun intended. But it's not like a 3-blade prop that you see in the desert right now. It's nothing like that. Very beautiful to look at, super quiet, no sound, no maintenance even. And we have small units for a house all the way up to 5 megawatts to do a whole city. Wow. We're doing projects in South Africa right now, in a country called Zambia. We're putting in 1,800 megawatts of our wind turbines, just about to start that project. Mel Gibson in Fiji owns an island in Fiji. And I was just there 2 months ago doing a site visit to put in 2 wind turbines on Mel Gibson's island and, to get rid of his diesel generator. Clean energy, healthy water. My third company is started going to the islands of Fiji 17 years ago. And as of today, I'm the developer of an 8,000-acre island in Fiji.
Really?
It's called 𝐷𝐷𝐿𝐒. 𝐷𝐷𝐿𝐒, and it's one of 330 islands in Fiji, 8,000 acres, and it's going to be a model home showcase for technologies of every kind. It's an amazing island project that we have. We have a website for it. You can see it's like unbelievable what's going to happen on this island. So I was chosen by Infinite Intelligence to develop an island in Fiji. And it's crazy how it all happened. It's a long story I won't tell here, but just know that in the next 2 or 3 months, you're going to start hearing about this island development in Fiji that's going to be something like you've never seen before. You're going to want to go.
Yeah, wow.
So,
I'm ready to go.
yeah, when you see the pictures of it and you see the website, I'll text you the website address. You're going to be blown away, for real.
Well, we'll put it in the show notes too, so people can look at it, because our audience is all over the world. So you never know. You might get some visitors. They might say, "I heard about this when you guys were talking." So you never know. You never know.
I'll put them in the chat right here for you. So
yeah, great. And so let's talk a little bit. Let's come back to the water though. So how do you get in the water business? Was that just an interest, or?
It's another one of those really cool, crazy things that happened 17 or 18 years ago. I was in the TV production business. I was doing videos, infomercials, TV commercials, and that kind of thing. And somebody approached me that had seen one of my DVDs or something I had produced. Somebody that owned an alkaline water plant up in Virginia had met me in Louisiana somewhere and saw some of my video production. So he called me and said, "Hey, I want to make a 30-minute infomercial about my healthy alkaline water." And back then, I didn't know anything about alkaline water. I said, "A 30-minute infomercial about water? Okay, what's up with this water? Why would you need that to talk about water?" And he told me, and he sent me a bunch of information. And I did the research and thought, "Now this is awesome. Water can heal cancer and can heal diabetes and all kinds of things." So that's what got me interested in healthy water, was when I was asked to make a video. One day, I was walking out of a network marketing meeting somebody had invited me to back when network marketing was cool back in the day. And I saw thousands of people in there selling coffee or something, and everybody's making money and all excited. And I walked out of that meeting, and that guy with the alkaline water called me. I said, I'm sitting here in my car. I just went to a meeting. Have you ever thought about network marketing your water to get the word out instead of doing TV commercials all over the country? He said, no, I've never thought of it. I don't know anything about it. Why don't you start a network marketing company and I'll just bottle the water for you? You come up with your own name and your own load and everything. And I said, ding, ding, ding. That's my next business. Thank you, Lord. So I went into the water bottling business, and it's a long story. It's been 17 years, but I've produced some of the healthiest bottled waters I've ever seen or heard of in these 17 years, different formulas. I worked with scientists and doctors and inventors all in the beginning. For the first 5 or 6 years doing this, we really worked hard researching ingredients and technologies and learning about what makes the healthiest water on the planet. And so that's been my mission and my goal ever since then, is to produce the healthiest water on the planet that can help save people's lives, and also give people a way to make some extra money by telling other people about this water. It's not network marketing. We don't do that anymore, not 5 levels and all that kind of thing. But we do have a 2-level affiliate program now that you can join and be a V3 partner, V3 Lifestyles partner, and you can share all of our products. We actually have a V3 Electrum alkaline structured water with the silver, gold, and platinum, but we also have a CBD, V3 CBD water that's got CBD from hemp, which is very good for your health. And then we have a V3 pet water for dogs and cats and household animals, because they're getting the short end of the stick drinking tap water most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Straight from the tap. The dogs get the tap. So dogs and cats are getting diseases like us humans are. Could be a correlation there to the water we're all drinking. So I know there is. So anyway, that, and we also sell silver, gold, and platinum in 2-ounce and 4-ounce bottles on our website. So you can get a little extra silver in your water or your coffee or your tea or whatever else you're drinking. You can put some gold or silver in it. And when you learn what these things do for you, you'll want to put an IV in your arm of this stuff.
Water is 70% of our body, if I'm not mistaken.
The body is 70 to 80%, but the brain is 90%.
Mm.
And what I learned a long time ago is water has memory. Just like your hard drive in your computer has memory, or your brain has memory, what's really storing those memories in your brain? Is it the water in your brain maybe that's storing the memories, since your brain is 90% water? Or you think it's the other 10% of whatever else is in your brain that's storing the memory? It's the water. The water's got memory, just like a cassette tape. Back in the day, we used to listen to cassette tape. If you put a cassette tape
We froze for a second.
That's why I know the pet water is going to blow up here in just a minute, because people love their animals.
Oh yeah.
And if you learn the difference, well, what this water is versus this, this is great for Fido. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. The dogs and cats are they're very clever creatures. You have a product for the animals, I noticed.
Yeah, pet water, B3 pet water.
Yep, yep. So let's come back to a couple of things business-wise about you again, because what people love to hear about too is some of the mentors. Obviously, you talked about Dr. Hill and Think and Grow Rich. Matter of fact, I actually interviewed a guy named Ben III, which is a real name, like the Ben Gay stuff you roll on.
Yeah.
Like a kid, no relation. He doesn't get any royalties from it, unfortunately for him. But Ben was 27 years old. He was president of a network marketing company in California. The owner of that company brought Dr. Hill in to mentor him. So the last 2 years of Dr. Hill's life, this guy actually got mentored by him. And this guy's been super successful in sales and self-development himself for 60 years or so. But interesting the role that Think and Grow Rich has had on all of us. But beyond Think and Grow Rich, any other mentors or things you learned from your mentors you want to share with the audience?
Oh, yeah. I could share a little because I actually was so into Think and Grow Rich because I was led to go get that cassette tape series. But a few months later, somebody gave me a cassette tape that said The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And that's another 30-minute audio that I've listened to thousands of times that I can quote for you. And I'm getting ready here in my studio real soon. I'm going to do a live redo of The Strangest Secret in the World in my own voice on a video to share that with our people and with everybody. But that and Brian Tracy, I used to promote motivational seminars when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I was so into this stuff. I hired Brian Tracy, paid him $10,000 to speak for 3 hours at a seminar that I dreamed up and promoted and filled a room at the Civic Center and had Brian Tracy and 2 other speakers come and speak. And Tony Robbins, been to a couple of his events and always listened to his books back in the day, audio books. And I've had, even with Brian Tracy, he had so many cassette tape series and courses, like dozens of them. And I used to sell those to people, but I listened to every single cassette tape course that he had. So dozens of them over and over. Anytime I got some good stuff, I would listen over and over and over. So it's all those top guys have been a big influence on me. And that's why I'm able to even think about water, wind turbines, island in Fiji, and half a dozen other things going on too. But I just know that it was the preparation of the brain all those years that made it happen.
It sounds like you have a lot of big, hairy, audacious goals still ahead of you, and that's I love the way you're thinking. And by the way, I love the trends that you're in because this is the world we're living in today.
Clean energy,
we need
water.
Yeah, clean energy, clean water. These are like, they sound so basic and fundamental, and they are so basic and fundamental, but they're 100% necessary whether you live in Dallas, Houston, Fiji, or wherever. It's basic fundamental human needs for our health and longevity. Let's talk about your logo a little bit. I love your logo, by the way. Did you design that or somebody put that together for you?
An artist back in the day that scribbled out on paper and he turned it into what it is. And I have my partner here that works with me at the plant, that Kurt. He does all of our websites and logos and labels and boxes and artwork for everything. And everything is looking spectacular. We're happy with all of our graphics and artwork.
Your website's outstanding, by the way. Very easy to operate and function. And by the way, I think if people get to your website, and we'll put a link in here so they can go, and if you want to be an affiliate, make a few extra dollars, great, sharing the water. And if you don't, if you just want to buy it. But 2 things. Number 1, they can get a free bottle, I believe. Is that just in the United States or is that international?
In the United States, it's $4.95 we charge for shipping, which is actually less than what it cost me to ship a bottle of water just about anywhere in the country. But Russell Brunson does with his books, where you say, hey, we'll give you a free bottle of water so you can taste it and then come back and buy a case or a pallet or a truckload if you want to. So you just pay the shipping, we'll give you the free bottle, no problem.
And can they select which one if they want
Anyone they want, yeah.
So what's the difference? I know they're all minerals, obviously, but Is the platinum, I know as you go up the food chain, platinum is normally better in most things than gold, and gold's normally better than silver. But when with the human body, what's the difference between your silver, your gold, and your platinum in terms of the mineral composition when it hits the body?
Which what it does for the body, what each one of those does is what's so amazing. Colloidal silver is better than any antibiotic to kill pathogens in your body with no side effects. So it's with antibiotics, you get side effects and it causes damage, but with pharmaceuticals, that is. But silver kills COVID stuff or flus or colds or any of that negative stuff inside your body and even on your skin better than anything. Colloidal gold is proven to increase your IQ. So we call this smarter water. And gold also increases your electrical conductivity of your whole body. And it increases libido in men and women when you do colloidal gold. And then colloidal platinum reduces inflammation very quickly. It helps to heal leaky gut syndrome, which people are getting today from GMOs and pesticides on food, causing little leaky gut syndromes. And then it also kills free radicals that cause cancer. So the thing is, when you put silver, gold, and platinum together in a bottle of water, the synergistic effect that they have because they're all together makes them do their jobs even better.
Mm-hmm.
That silver can work even better when it's with gold and platinum at the same time. So each one of them will do their jobs even better because they're all together. And when you see another, I'll send you this just so you can have this information. But electrum, you look that up in the dictionary, electrum, it's the combination of silver, gold, and platinum. Like when they're mining it out of the ground, if they find a piece of chunk that's mixed together, they call that electrum. But in the colloidal mineral world, supplement world, electrum is unbelievable what it does, spiritually and physically in your body. It'll kill parasites in your body, physical parasites, and the silver does, and then the gold will actually kill other types of entities and parasites and spiritual things. So it's an amazing elixir for your body when you put silver, gold, and platinum together. That's all I can say. I'm amazed with it. I've got testimonials coming in every week now from people that are drinking this, telling us what it's doing for their health. I have some great audios I'll send you that you'll be blown away.
One of the things that's interesting is I'm getting up there in years. I got almost 10 years on you. So I'm getting up there, unfortunately.
You look younger than I do.
But what's interesting is I talk to a lot of technically now a senior citizen. I don't act like one. I don't think like one. I don't hang out with old people. I hang out with younger people on purpose. I work out like an animal. my supplementation, obviously. But at the end of the day, driver's license says a certain number, and it's amazing how many people, and I deal with a lot of doctors, obviously, too, in my business. How many doctors tell me this all the time, that senior citizens in particular are dehydrated, and they're drinking all the time in some cases, but they're not, for some reason, they're not absorbing the water. What are they missing, or what am I missing? What do you talk about?
I already shared that with you, and if you really think about it, it makes all the sense. If you're drinking acidic water, did you watch any of the videos on the website?
Honestly, I did. I've been crazy busy.
Okay, there's on the first page, the first video tells all about our water and the ingredients and the technology. The next video down shows a pH test that I did a few years back against V3 water, against all the other beverages, mostly waters that are out there. Ozarka, Dasani, Aquafina, Fiji, Smart Water. I did a video test that I'll show you, and I put pH test drops in every one of those cups of water. And when you see what happens, it's eye-opening, because if the water is acidic, it'll turn yellow. It looks like yellow. If it's alkaline, it'll turn purple. And if it's in between neutral, it'll be a reddish color. So on that video, you should watch. It's about 9 minutes. It's really educational. It's like you see that if you've been drinking that Dasani or Aquafina or Nestle water or Ozarka, the water, when I put a few drops in and stir it up, it turns yellow. When you put I did 7-Up and Sprite because they're sodas, but they're clear. You can see the colors. They turn yellow, super yellow. In the video, I end up, all the ones that are there turn yellow to a certain degree. I pour some V3 water in each one of those glasses, and you see the color change back to purple immediately when you put alkaline water in. But those waters that are super acidic, like Nestle and Ozarka, those turn yellow again. Like they turn purple in the video, and then you see them just turn back yellow. That means they're very acidic. The 7-Up and Sprite, when you pour the V3 in there, they never turn purple at all, not even a second. They stay yellow. You fill the glass all the way to the top with alkaline water. That Sprite or 7-Up is 100,000 times more acid than 7. It's like 2.1. Every soda or Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite is 2.1 on the pH scale. Remember, 7 is neutral. Anything below that is acidic. Watch this. 7 is neutral. 6 is 10 times more acid than neutral. 5 is 100 times. 4 is 1,000 times. 3 is 10,000 times. 2.2 is 100,000 times more acid than 7. And your blood needs to be 7.36 to 7.4. So if you put in 2.1 all day long, drinking Sprite or Coke, your body's in red alert all the time because you just dumped some battery acid in down your throat, and now your body's got to compensate for that to make sure you don't die. Because that Coke and that Sprite is so acidic, you could die if your body doesn't work and isn't able to pull minerals out of your bones and other organs to put in the blood to raise you back up to 7.36. You just put 2.1 in. What do you think's going to happen?
Sure.
So I've studied this stuff for years, and it's amazing to me. I haven't drank a Coke in 5 years, probably 6 years.
Me either.
No soda. I've done these videos and I do these tests, and I'm like, I can't do that to myself.
No,
So
I'm a firm believer in water, not only water, but obviously good water, but more than that, all that stuff's just, man, it's just yuck, 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 yuck. Get off.
go in the convenience store or the grocery store and look in the cooler, and I know there's nothing in here I can drink. All of it is either high fructose corn syrup or some other artificial something or something not good for you.
No, and yet those companies are gigantic. So let's talk about that something else along this line, because something you don't know about me, because we just met. So
I want to know more about you.
A lot of things you don't know about me, but believe it or not, I do water fasting on a regular basis. Okay.
Oh, good.
Back in June, I did a 21-day water fast.
21.
Yeah, it once in your life. You're not supposed to do it more than once in your life. After that, you come back to lesser time. But along those lines, the water after about day 4 becomes so nourishing. Now, I was drinking 9.5. Okay, so I was drinking good stuff. I wasn't drinking junk water, certainly, or even cheapo bottled water, which some people do on water fast. They don't know any better. They forget. This is what you're putting in your body. This is it.
What do you have available to you?
You're not getting a pizza with it. So I'm not even sure I have a question more than a comment. I'd like your thoughts on it, because I'm sure you've had people who have fasted with your water.
Yeah.
How important that water is. They say supposedly you could go a long time without food, but boy, you go 3 days without water, you're generally going to die. It's just that simple. Everything starts shutting down. But along those lines, have you had people have used your product for water fasting?
I'll be honest with you. Just yesterday, I had to overnight. The lady paid $130 to overnight 1 case of 24 bottles because she was completely out. And for 2 days, this is a 75-year-old lady in Indiana that she is hooked on the water, and her testimonials that I have are amazing. what it's done for her health is incredible. But she's to the point now where if she gets down low without it, I got to overnight some or second day air it. So I overnighted one case, I second day aired another case, and I regular shipped another case. So she's got 3 cases coming. She's okay. And it's amazing. Her memory is coming back. Her hair is soft and curly where it was straight and coarse. Her fingernails are all growing back where she didn't have fingernails for many years, almost her whole life. It's some really cool things. There's one testimony that you're going to have to hear this, and I need to send it to you. This lady in good health, 75, a friend of the other lady that she brought, she says in her testimonial that she's in good health. She doesn't take any medications. She does the vitamin drips and the hyperbaric chambers, and she's into health. But every time she checks her blood at the doctor, they always find something wrong with her blood. Something's off somewhere every time she's ever done it. She started drinking V3, and 7 days later, went to the doctor again, did the blood test. When the test came back, she hurried up and called us and said, I got a testimonial for you. First time ever, my blood work came back perfect. And the doctors are scratching their head, asking me, what am I doing? Because they've never seen my blood test so perfect. Like nothing wrong that they can even say, you need to do this or that. It's just perfect. And so she just went on and on about it. You'll hear it in the audio. I have a picture on my desktop here. About 8 or 10 years ago, we used to have a in-office phlebotomist that would test people's blood before they would drink V3 water. And I have one picture that I found from back then, and we're going to start doing that again because it's an amazing thing to see. Under the microscope, before you start drinking V3, you prick your finger and put the blood under there and look at it. And on this picture I can show you, it shows where all the blood cells are stuck together. They're like little pennies in a stack, like a stack of pennies. But the blood cells are just flat, undehydrated, and just stuck together. And then 15 minutes later, after drinking half of a half-liter bottle of water, we would test their blood again. 15 minutes later. Unbelievable. Those same blood cells that were stacks of pennies are now hydrated, energized with a little white aura around each blood cell. And it's the same person before and 15 minutes later. And when you see the differences, okay, this works.
Yeah.
This water has to work. If your cells are hydrated, energized, and detoxified, they're going to work a whole lot better and last a lot longer than if they're dehydrated, full of toxins, can't get the waste out. You're drinking a bunch of 𝐂𝐍𝐼𝐒 water that's 3 or 4 or 5 on the pH scale. The cell walls are closing up saying, we don't want this in here. So you can drink a gallon of it and still be dehydrated because your cells don't want that. You have intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid. So there's fluid on the outside of the cells, in between them all, and then there's fluid on the inside of the cells. Inside the cells has to be structured water, and it's got to be alkaline for the cell to want to take it in with open arms.
So what do you use for that test? You use a dark field microscope?
I don't remember exactly what kind of, the phlebotomist had the microscope.
Yeah.
But it was a video microscope where she could take pictures of what was on there and video.
I've seen stuff like that with water before where it's not important. So let's talk about this just to wrap up here. So is this product super expensive? Is it cost effective? What are we talking about?
We know that people have to be able to afford it. And so we made the Electrum as at $2.99. We started at $2.49 per bottle, but Fiji water is $2.49 to $2.99 for a half-liter bottle, just about any store you go into. And Fiji water doesn't even have silver, gold, and platinum minerals. We just recently decided we're going to go to $2.99 as the retail price. But when you become a V3 partner and purchase one of our packages, the more that you buy, the less you're going to pay per bottle. And like the first level, at the bronze level, it drops down to $2 a bottle. So you save a bunch of money even on the first level. But when you get to the gold, which is a pallet, 60 cases is a pallet, it drops down to $1.60, $1.75 a bottle. And then the higher you go up, the less it goes. We have personal accounts. Look at V3 Lifestyles as opening a bank account where you can open the account for free, but then you have 10 days to decide which package you want to go with and purchase some water. If you want to earn money and share this with other people. If you just want to buy water, you can just get on the site, buy water, and don't have to do anything. But if you want to make some money and share this with people that you know that could be having some health issues, they could use some of this water, why not make a commission when you share it with other people? So the V3 Lifestyles is that kind of program where we want people to go out and share it with other people, and if you do, you'll make some money.
Sure. And it's just, let me be clear, folks, because I know a lot of my network marketing friends are going to call me and say, are you recruiting for something? No, I'm not recruiting for anything. Okay.
No.
This is not multi-level. This is an affiliate thing. Yes, it's a healthy product. Okay. That Robert's got here, obviously. So let's not misconstrue anything, anybody. So I don't need any angry phone calls. Don't worry. We're not trying to recruit anybody's downline. Okay.
Nope.
And
Nope.
it's purely
we want to share the good news.
You know?
That's it. We want to share the good news about the good water. That's it.
Exactly.
And, we're going into major stores, so we're not network marketing products like Amway or something. We're going to be in all the convenience stores and grocery stores and Whole Foods and gyms, pet stores with our pet water. �ポ𝐿 and PetSmart are going to have this, and so we're going to be out there. But right now, before the rest of the country or the world knows about V3, people can join and be a partner with us and share the good news and benefit, even if you join just to get a cheaper price for you to buy the water. It's worth joining just so you can get a cheaper price. You can come in and buy more or whatever. And the other thing that we say about V3 water, like what we said about tap water earlier and the pets, and we all know that tap water's got chlorine and fluoride and other chemicals in it that we shouldn't be consuming. But imagine people like in North Carolina, or people with the fires, or people anywhere in the country with disasters or anything that happens, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes. When you get stuck at home and the lights are out, the power's out for any length of time, water doesn't come out of the faucet, which you don't want to be drinking that water anyway. But if you have a pallet of V3 water stored in your home, in the garage, in the pantry, under the bed, wherever, 60 cases of that water, that's called a survival insurance policy. Meaning if there's no water, no electricity, the one thing that's going to keep you alive is some good water.
Absolutely.
You can have a pallet of 𝐷𝐿 if you want to, and it's acidic, there's no minerals in it, it's not going to help you at all, especially if you're stressed out for that kind of situation. But if you have V3 with alkaline, silver, gold, platinum, and all the good stuff, at least you know you and your kids. And this is what we say if you do the numbers. There's on a pallet, there's 1,440 bottles, half-liter bottles. So if you divide that up over 365 days, you can drink 4 bottles of V3 every single day for a whole year and survive if you're by yourself. If it's you and a wife or other person, you can have 6 months each drinking 4 bottles a day, which is 2 liters a day of good, healthy water. If you have a family of 4, you can split that pallet up. Everybody in the house can drink 4 bottles a day for the next 3 months from just that one pallet of water.
And you ship it right to their front door, correct? UPS?
Ship it right to their front door, and you save a lot of money on shipping when you ship a pallet. That's why we put our gold level at a pallet, and we've got some extra bonuses and benefits for coming in at the gold level or the diamond level. A diamond level is 3 pallets, and we've had a dozen people already come in at the diamond level. Once you watch the video that tells about our pay plan, you'll see why you want to come in at the diamond level. We even have a free all-expense paid trip for 2 to the Fiji Islands as a bonus that you can earn when you reach a certain level, which is not difficult to reach. And other bonuses, you can earn a whole free pallet of water as a bonus. And then there's other bonuses that you'll see in the paper.
Sure, sure. So what have I missed here, Robert? What have I not asked you about V3?
Where is it made? I think we might have told you. I'll tell you that many years we bottled at many different bottling plants around the country, in California and Houston and other places. And just about 7 months ago, we got the keys to our very own bottling plant. We own the plant. We control the production and the products. We don't do anybody else's products here. All the other places I bottled before were doing products for 10 different companies or lots of different people. So we would have to wait in line a lot of times for other companies to get their stuff done. But today, we bottle everything here. We can run 24 hours a day if we need to or want to. And we have 10-ounce bottles coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks for sample size, for kids' lunchbox size, for just easy to swig down 10 ounces. And then we have our half-liter bottles and then 1-liter bottles. And then in probably another 2 or 3 months, we'll have glass bottles and 1 liter, 1 gallon and 5-gallon containers for offices and homes. People are getting hooked on this water. And if you have only the half-liter bottles, you're going to end up having a bunch of empty bottles around. And the other thing is our bottles are really high-quality bottles. Once you squeeze this bottle, you can barely even squeeze this thing. It's so thick. And it's BPA-free plastic, recyclable. This is not like the squeezy kind you get for $4 for 30 bottles. It's a different type. So high quality, the water, the packaging, the bottles. This is something on another level. And certain people are going to resonate with this and love it like they do. And some people are going to be like deer in the headlights. Why do I need all this? But you do take the time to study. That's why we put so much information on the website. So if you do study and go through all of it, you're going to be convinced that this is not like regular water. So
great. Thank you for your time and continued good success. And I know you're off to Fiji here in a couple of weeks, and you're going to get out of the Houston weather. And we don't know, we never know what the Houston weather is this time of year, right? One day it's summer, the next day it's winter, right? You guys just had some snow last week.
Snowed a few days ago, and it's hot today, and it rained a couple of days ago, like cats and dogs, and you never know here. And because you said Fiji, I'll just tell you real quick, we are working on a project in Fiji to bottle rainwater from a rainforest on the mainland of Fiji.
Wow.
And it's got we have a brand called Fiji Pristine. Pristine water from the islands of Fiji is another product we'll have hopefully before the end of this year.
Great.
We're building a bottling plant there, and we're going to bottle some amazing water in the Fiji Islands.
Great.
So anyway, John, great to talk to you here. And if we can do what we said earlier. If you want to sign up, I'll help you get on. And anything you ever have, any other questions that might pop up in your mind that you didn't ask, call me or send me an email.
Well, we're health nuts, so we definitely we buying some water from you.
Yeah.
And I know we had some other stuff to talk about too. So hang on here. Let me turn the recording off, and we'll continue. Thanks so much, Robert.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check back weekly for more exciting episodes. And don't miss Ink and Insight every Wednesday, where we celebrate iconic authors and dive into their impactful works.